Hi, so let's today focus on lab number 13. In the lab 12, we perform the source IP address translation with IP pool owned by the customer. Now in this lab, in the lab 13, we have a two pool. One pool which is directly connected to the Ethernet 1/1 interface, and we have another pool which is owned by the client. What is requirement for this lab? If VLAN 10 is the source and destination is the internet, all the source IP addresses from the VLAN 10 should get NAT with this pool 100.64.1.x. Now we cannot use 1.1, 1.2. Why? Because it's already assigned to the service provider interface and the Palo Alto firewall interface. Now we have a 3, 4, 5 and 6. Clear? Source is 10.1.0.0/24, total 250 IP addresses. It should get NAT with 1.3, 1.4. Example. If the source is a VLAN 20, subnet 10.2.20.0/24, it should get NAT with 100.70.1.0/29 pool. Routing perspective, we do not require any routing for this subnet 100.64.1. Why? Because it is directly connected to the service provider. When service provider receive the traffic, reverse traffic for destination 100.64.1, it is the directly connected for the service provider router. But now in the case of owned public IP, this service provider router doesn't know how to reach 100.70.1.0/29 network. On the router, we have to add static route for 171.0 pointing towards your Palo Alto firewall. Is it clear? Next question. How many security policies you would require? And how many NAT policy you would require? Security policy perspective, we can have only one security policy where we can define the source zone, your LAN, destination zone, source zone DMZ, destination zone ISPA, right? And whatever the port number. But NAT policy perspective, you have to define the two NAT. In the first NAT statement, you will match source zone LAN, destination zone ISPA, source IP 10.1.10.0/24, destination IP address any, and when it's come to the translated packet, you have to define the pool. Use this pool 1.3, 1.4. Another policy you have to configure: source zone DMZ NAT policy, destination zone ISP, source IP 10.2.20.0/24 network, destination is any. If the original packet matches, translate with this pool 10.70.1.0/29. Let's go and configure the NAT policy. Okay, now before start this lab, guys, I have configured everything: interface IP addresses, then routing, right? Here we will only look at the NAT policy. Security policy is already in place. Go to the security policy. Here is the security policy, correct? Where we have allowed the source zone, DMZ and LAN, source subnet VLAN 10, VLAN 20, which is 10.1.10 and 10.2.20. ISP is a destination zone, and any and service HTTPS. Let's go and configure the NAT policy. So you can configure first LAN or DMZ, doesn't matter, right? So add security policy. Okay, one thing guys you are missing, forgetting over here, right? Or we can say, I can say forget over here. You have to define the pool, right? So go to the object, under address, define the pool. Add ISPA connected pool. Then you have to define the range. Why? Because we cannot use the IP subnet because it's assigned to the directly connected. We can't. Okay. So define the range and 100.64.1.3 is the start IP address and end IP address 100.64. Okay, I think you are not able to see it. 100.64.1.1.4. This is the one pool which I have created, right, where we have only two public IP addresses. Let's configure another pool for 17 network. Add and maybe client owned pool. Now here you can use the IP subnet 100.70.1.0/29, right? Because this pool is not configured anywhere on the interface. So you can go and use this pool for the source NAT translation or maybe destination NAT translation. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now go and configure the NAT policy. Under NAT, add policy, define the name, right? LAN SRC NAT, right? LAN zone, just add zone source NAT. Original packet, define the zone as a LAN. Destination zone, which is the egress zone, which is the ISPA. Destination interface, again egress interface means outgoing interface, this is 1/1. Service, let it be any. Source address, just match the VLAN 10 subnet. Object is already created, 10.1.10.0/24. Destination IP address any. Now here, translate packet, select the dynamic IP and port. Why? Because we have a many IP address which we would like to NAT with the only two public IP addresses, right? Dynamic IP and port. And address type, two option, translate address or interface. We already have a pool, so we cannot go for an interface. Go for the translated address. Add and just select the pool name, ISPA connected pool. Okay, and select OK. Perfect. Another NAT policy you have to configure over here, right? Add, then name DMZ SRC DMZ zone SRC NAT. Original packet zone DMZ, destination zone ISPA, destination interface Ethernet 1/1, source address, define the VLAN 20 subnet which is DMZ. Translate packet, select the DIPP dynamic IP and port. Translate address type, translate address and select the pool, own pool, client own pool. The name is client, where is a client own pool, okay, which is 100.70.1.0/29. Okay. One more thing guys, if you look at a NAT policy, source zone LAN DMZ, destination ISP common, destination interface 1/1, this is a common, source address is a little bit different. Then why we not use a single policy? Because post NAT means source NAT translation pool is a different. That is the reason you have to define the two NAT policy, but you can have only one single security policy. Clear? Okay, let's go and commit the configuration. Commit. Okay, so successful. Go and initiate the traffic from VLAN 10 machine and VLAN 20 machine respectively. Okay, so where is our machine? Here you go, right? First let's initiate the traffic from VLAN 10 having IP address 10.1.10.10. Right click, just web browser, right? I really like this Linux version. Okay, google.com. Come on, it will initiate the traffic from the VLAN 20 as well. Web browsing, right, and google.com. Okay, seriously, 10, 20, don't worry, let's go and look at the firewall logs. Okay, so go to the firewall, under monitor, let's look at the logs. Okay, I'm not able to see any logs. Yes, we can see the logs now. 10.1.1.10.1.10.10, which belongs to VLAN 10. It is, this IP address is getting NAT with 164.1.3, means directly connected pool. Okay, but Prasad, what about 20? Wait, refresh. Okay, here you go. Now the source is 10.2.20.10, which is the VLAN 20. This IP address is now getting NAT with the 100.70.1.2. Perfect.